Welcome to Leadership Training Mentorship, a Discover Your Greatest Self lifestyle recovery program. I am your host, Dr. Jasmine Blake Hollywood, a passionate advocate for health and well being. With a background in clinical nutrition and personal experience with lifestyle recovery, I bring a wealth of knowledge to our conversations. For more information or more on my credentials, please visit www.truepaleoinc.org/our founder. So let's begin with defining leadership. Leadership development is the process which helps expand the capacity of individuals to perform in leadership roles within communities and organizations. It is a powerful tool to improve existing skills and develop the necessary skills of individuals needing to gain occupational positioning. In this module, we're going to focus on performing professional skills and occupational relationship building by learning the fundamental concepts of leadership, overcoming adversity, effective communication, teamwork and collaboration, and time management skills. So, we want to discuss leadership training cycle. This is the innovative way to lifestyle recovery. Effective leadership skills are essential for driving success and growth. Now, the leadership training cycle is a comprehensive framework for developing and enhancing key leadership skills. By navigating through each stage of the cycle, you will learn managerial skill development and professional growth, ultimately empowering yourself to thrive in leadership roles while making meaningful contributions to organizations and surrounding communities. The five part of the leadership training cycle is starting with business essentials at the top and cycling all the way down and around to networking. So, first you learn the business essentials, then you learn the research, then you learn writing and editing, then you learn marketing, and then you learn networking. These five aspects are essential for equipping yourself with the leadership training you need to be successful. Introduction to leadership. Exploring the fundamental concepts of leadership and its relevance in everyday life can help you find a prominent leadership role. Through interactive activities, we will examine the qualities and characteristics of effective leaders, identify personal strengths and areas for growth, and discuss the importance of leadership in overcoming adversity. So, the qualities of effective leaders are visionary. You want to be a visionary. You must envision what you see yourself becoming. Communication skills, adaptability, accountability, and decision making skills. Basically, what you love and what you are great at would be your passion. What you love and what the world needs would be your mission, and what the world needs and what you are paid for would be your vocation. What you are paid for and what you are great at would be your profession. Overcoming adversity. So here we want to focus on conquering your enemy. Qualities and characteristics of effective leaders, personal strengths, and areas for growth are important for leaders in overcoming adversity. Effective leaders inspire and motivate others to overcome adversity by fostering a sense of purpose, resilience, and determination. They provide guidance and support to their team during challenging times, offering encouragement, empathy, and practical solutions. Here we have listed 4 ways to overcome adversity, and these ways include problem solving, role modeling, building trust and resilience, and learning and growth. You can use this overcoming adversity model to conquer your enemy. So, the first thing is problem solving. You want to facilitate the problem and decision making processes. You want to encourage collaboration and find creative solutions to complex problems. The second thing you want to do is role model. Leaders lead by example. We do not follow. We demonstrate resilience, we adapt, and we are positive, and we learn to cope in the face of our enemy. The third thing we do is we learn to grow. In When we're speaking of adversity, it presents opportunities for us to learn and grow, right? Our enemy does. And effective leaders will help their teams extract valuable lessons from challenging experiences, fostering personal and professional development. That means when things go down, we help others understand what's going on. We don't fight it. We learn and we grow from it. And the fourth thing is building trust and resilience through transparent communication and consistent action. Leaders will build trust and resilience within their teams. If you want people to work with you, you need to enable them to navigate adversity with confidence, but also with unity. Effective communication. Are you listening? The ability to convey information, ideas, and feedback to people can significantly impact any relationship, whether a personal one or team morale in a workplace environment. People seek to be heard. It's that simple, which will only be possible if people know how to listen to others. It is a two-way street where people should give and take, and this is where communication skills come in. Qualities of effective communication are calenza. Calenza stands for clarity, active listening, empathy, nonverbal communication, and assertiveness. And we can use this worksheet here to remember calenza. This worksheet reviews clarity, active listening, empathy, nonverbal communication, and assertiveness when working with teams. You can download this on the website under Resources tab. To unlock success and growth, active listening practices are essential. We want to practice reflective listening. Reflect back on what they've heard by summarizing key points and emotions expressed by the speaker. We want to ask open ended questions. That way, they encourage further elaboration and understanding from the speaker. And we want to paraphrase, rephrasing what the speaker is saying in their own words to ensure we understand what they're saying and demonstrate that we are actively engaging with them while they're speaking. Feedback sessions are also imperative. So it's another way of saying, like, what do you think? Constructive feedback. You want to provide each other with constructive feedback on communication skills, focusing on areas of strength and areas for improvement instead of the negative areas. So we want to tell people when they're communicating effectively, not poorly. We want them to know when they're doing well, right? So that they'll continue to do that from here on out. Also, we want to coach them if it is something negative. We don't want to point that out. Instead, we want to pair participants up and have them practice giving and receiving feedback on specific communication skills, such as clarity, empathy, and assertiveness. Also, another really great construct is group discussions. Facilitating these discussions where the participants can share their experiences and insights on effective communication practices, providing support and encouragement to one another. Teamwork and collaboration. Success often depends on the ability to work collaboratively with others towards a common goal. These dynamics of teamwork, learning strategies for building trust and rapport within a group, and practicing effective collaboration techniques will facilitate team building, problem solving, and motivating group discussions, thereby ensuring conflict resolution, good decision making, and consensus building. The four ways to build trust and rapport are open communication, active listening, transparency, and consistency. So we can build trust and rapport with this diagram here, which is downloadable in the resources tab. And it just basically gives you a really good idea on how to practice open communication, active listening, transparency, and consistency throughout your team. This is a good resource to hang up in the workplace or in the office where you can see it actively, especially if you're in a position where you'll be communicating with many individuals. Collaborative engagement. So, strategies for team building and relationship building. Team building activities can aid in effective collaboration techniques. Starting meetings or sessions with icebreaker activities tend to help build relationships and make people feel more comfortable sharing ideas, engaging in trust building activities such as trust falls and blindfolded trust walks or trust circles to foster a sense of trust and camaraderie can also help establish relationship trust. So, when we organize outdoor team building activities such as ropes courses and scavenger hunts or wilderness adventures, we do this to promote teamwork and leadership skills. And we do this to engage in group discussions and decision making exercise. And some of these things can also be brainstorming sessions, consensus building exercises, and role playing scenarios. These are going to help you to build relationships within the team and pump up that collaborative engagement. So, this is a great resource for remembering how to facilitate effective collaboration techniques. You want to be clear on the goals and the roles. You want to have collaboration tools. You want to role play scenarios. And from that, you can do brainstorming sessions, excuse me, consensus building exercises, regular check ins, and conflict resolution. This resource is downloadable in the resources tab. Now, a really big thing that used to be very popular to talk about but doesn't seem to be really spoken about anymore is time management. And we live in a world now where everything is on the go. And so time management has really become obsolete in a sense, and we really need to bring this back and refocus on it. Effective time management is key to achieving personal and professional goals because it helps individuals effectively allocate their time and resources to tasks and activities that matter the most. And so, in this session, participants will learn the practical strategies for prioritizing their tasks, managing the deadlines, and minimizing other things. The importance of time management is comes down to three things: prioritization, efficiency, and stress reduction. When we can manage our time, we can manage these things. So, the top three ways to manage time are going to be prioritization, making sure, um, individuals identify their most important tasks and allocate sufficient time and resources to complete them. We want to prioritize these tasks based on urgency and importance. This ensures individuals have their critical objectives addressed promptly. And now, when you're efficient, um, the time management will enable the individual to work more efficiently and productively. By organizing the time and resources, the individuals can optimize the workflow better, minimize wasted time, and accomplish more in less time. And of course, the number one thing is the stress reduction. Poor time management does lead to stress and anxiety due to the missed deadlines and the unfinished tasks. Basically, the worry of, oh man, I didn't get this done. And so, by managing the time effectively, individuals can reduce this stress level and maintain a sense of control over their workload, thus, enhance their overall well being. So, there are five practical strategies for time management. Of course, prioritizing tasks is always on the list, but you can also use time blocking, creating a to do list, managing your distractions, and learning to just really say no. And again, these worksheets can be found in the resources section on the website. So, here are some time management quick tips to help strategize and pump up that critical thinking. Remember, every action you take to identify, prioritize, and organize your time will pay off. If you feel overwhelmed, just step away from urgent matters and plan some strategy. Think smarter, not harder. You can use the time tasker worksheet to prioritize tasks. Um, and the tips are going to be to estimate your weekly time needs, chart out your goals or your work, look through all of your objectives and tasks, and mark important dates on a calendar, sketch rough schedules of your week, put in class time, work meals, sleep time, and ideal study blocks on your calendar. Also, don't forget to include time for commuting, driving, traffic, maybe backed up traffic. Okay, all of those things when you're traveling. And if you're flying, don't forget about delays and things like that. And just don't forget to set reminders and notifications in your digital planners now that we all have these on our cell phones. And here is a time tasker worksheet. And we will just go over this briefly so it's better understood. So, in the light blue box, which is the first box, it sits in between the urgent tab and the important tab. And so, what this means is if it's urgent and important, you put it in this box and it means you do it right away. But if it's not urgent, but rather still very important, you would put it in the royal blue box, which means do it soon. But now, if it is not urgent or important, right? It's not important either. You may want to avoid it or ignore it for the time being, and that will go in the dark blue box. But it could be very urgent, but rather not so important. So you want to delegate it or reschedule it to get it done as soon as possible. And so this is how the time tasker worksheet works. And it is a good tool to use if you're not really good at managing your time and tasks. And so here is a blank one that can be printed out in the resources tab. So let's just talk a little bit about the belief systems in leadership. So beliefs are molded by our life events, our personal experiences, and gained knowledge, which actually lay the groundwork for making future decisions. Hence, we pool our beliefs through diverse resources. Okay, so we pool them all together. Okay, and not all the time are what we believe going to be a proven fact. Okay, so just because we've experienced it or we've learned it or we've seen this event occur in our life, um, these things, what they end up doing is they construct our thoughts, they construct our opinions and our ideas, and then we make conclusions in everyday situations. And what happens is that affects our leadership capabilities. So it's good to understand that our beliefs are so powerful that they can strongly affect how we view, react, and think about things. Um, they can affect the training cycle and influence how we conduct business, research, writing, and editing, marketing, and networking. They can influence our overall vision, how we communicate, adapt, make decisions, how we hold ourselves accountable, resulting in poor leadership qualities. It can also affect how we overcome adversity, affecting how we solve problems, how we role model, and how we build trust and resilience, as well as how we learn and grow. And finally, it can affect how we actively listen, how we collaborate, and our time management skills. The power of beliefs. Beliefs wield a remarkable influence on how we make decisions. They literally act like a guide, shaping our thoughts and feelings about the different choices we make from minute to minute, second to second, thereby filtering the information we receive, shaping our interpretation of events, and influencing how we respond to those events and impacting the actions we choose to take in regard to those events. So I want to bring a concept to your attention. We call this the 10th power or the power of 10. The power of 10 concept shows how our beliefs can magnify the impact of our choices. For example, if we believe something is good, it can make us feel 10 times more confident and motivated to choose it later on. And on the other hand, if we believe something is bad, it can have the opposite effect, making us 10 times less likely to choose to do it. This shows us how beliefs hold the power to shape our decisions in a big way. Okay. And so we want to understand that if we believe something, it can literally hinder us from doing something fantastic. And so we want to focus on a couple of things here. And one of them is positive beliefs. So, positive beliefs can instill confidence, optimism, and a growth mindset, enabling us to overcome challenges, embrace opportunities, and strive for excellence in leadership roles. While negative beliefs have a way of making us hold on to these limiting beliefs that undermine our confidence, prevent us from taking risks, or even hold us back from being an effective leader. These beliefs may be rooted in past experiences, societal conditioning, or fear of failure. The more we believe what we are experiencing, the more powerful the impact is on our mind. Okay. So, to harness the power of beliefs for success, it's crucial to examine and challenge our existing beliefs. By questioning the validity and impact of our beliefs, we can identify beliefs we may have that no longer serve us and actually replace them with empowering beliefs that align our goals and aspirations. So, that brings us to the point of view. Acknowledging different points of view is critical for headship. And what I mean by that is not everyone's point of view is the same, and not everyone is right or wrong. And so, therefore, recognizing that our own perspectives do not make us inherently more right or more wrong than others helps us understand that all points of view come from experiencing different life events, thus ultimately affecting our choices. The concept that there is no absolute right or wrong, but rather different points of view, is often related to moral or cultural relativism. So, this idea suggests what is considered right or wrong in each person's eyes can depend on cultural, societal, and individual perspectives. In addition to the personal experiences and the life events. So, what this does is it shifts our mindset into a positive fashion, helping us overcome false beliefs. So, we have to understand what I'm saying here is that you may feel like somebody is doing something incorrectly or wrong, but in their minds, they feel like what they're doing is right. That doesn't mean that they're a bad person. That needs to be understood. So it's truly a matter of perspective, and these things are shaped by our life experiences, life events, um, you know, the way we grew up, the way, our culture is, maybe if we have a specific religion, these things shape and mold our point of view and beliefs. So here is just a quick um, handout that was created of belief system tips. This can be downloaded for free on the resources tab um, on the website. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for your interest in using our self directed Discover Your Greatest Self programs for your lifestyle and nutritional needs. I am the expert that you can trust. Dr. Hollywood, over and out.